I'm Kate, and today we're going to talk about how to make makeovers, not leftovers. Last night we had a wonderful rotisserie chicken for our dinner, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with some more of it tonight. We're going to have chicken pot pie for two. And what it contains is 1/2 cup of peas, a 1/2 cup of chopped fresh mushrooms, zucchini slices, a 1/2 cup of rehydrated, these I dried and had in my pantry, 2 tablespoons of carrots were dehydrated and I rehydrated them, some celery, the chicken, and some beans from my black beans and ham that I have in my pantry, some potatoes, some gravy, and of course pie crust to put it all in. We're going to start by cooking up a little bit of onion to give it the fresh onion flavor. I've got some butter in the pan, and while that's melting, I will come over and show you some of the other things we're going to be using. Into our pan of gravy, we're going to put some of our rehydrated celery. Now, celery rehydrates well, the flavor is excellent, but the color doesn't always turn out well, and this didn't really go back to green so much as it was brown. However, it still tastes great. And we're going to add some of our carrots to it. What's a good pot pie without lots of carrots? There we go. We're going to add some of our zucchini. Now, this was zucchini slices that I dehydrated. And I'm not going to break them up. I'm just going to put them in the slice form, because as they cook, they'll break down a little bit. The final thing for right now is our English peas. Let's stir that up. And while that's warming, I'm also going to take our fresh mushrooms and add them to the same pan as the onions. That way we can get the onions and the mushrooms nice and tender at the same time. We don't want to make them caramelized or brown. We just want to make them tender. We're using the fresh onions today because, I don't know about you, but I like the flavor of onions. And the canned onions, while they taste good, just taste different from the fresh. So we're going to let those cook down too. And I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Our onions and mushrooms have cooked. They're tender now, and we're going to add them to the gravy mixture. Now, here's something that I showed you. These are the black beans that I made. They go in next. Then our potatoes. And last, but certainly not least, once I get this stirred around a little bit, is our chicken. Now, this was just pieces of the chicken I pulled the skin off of and pulled the meat off of and chopped it all up. I have about 2½ cups there, but I think that it's going to be a little bit much, so you probably only need 2 cups. We're going to stir this up real well. Now, behind the pan, you can see over here my pie crust, the poor pitiful little thing that it is. I put it in the casserole dish and it fit perfectly. Looked beautiful. I poked it with a fork to be sure bubbles didn't form, and obviously, as you can see, I wasn't too successful on that. Put it in the oven and cooked it at 350 for 12 minutes, and it shrank. It got much smaller than I expected it to. With all this goodness inside and another crust on the outside, I don't think it'll be a problem. And also, right over here is another mini that I made, just in case I needed it, because I kept looking at how much stuff we had to go into the crust, and it just got fuller and fuller, and I got worried. We're going to put as much of this filling as we can in our big casserole dish. Doesn't that look beautiful? All colorful with greens and blacks and oranges and whites. Just looks yummy to me. Okay, looks like I will need this second one. Ooh, that's still warm too. It came out of the oven a moment ago as well. I guess this will be chicken pot pie for two with a little one on the side for lunch tomorrow. And I was right about the chicken. We do have just about a half of a cup left that we didn't put in there. Now let me grab the other crust so we can put those on, and I'll be right back with you. We have our crust here, and unfortunately it's pretty big. It'll fit over the whole thing. So we're just going to kind of fold it over and make it fit down inside. It won't make quite as pretty a pot pie, but I'll guarantee it'll taste just as good. And with that little bit of extra crust around the outside, when we serve it up, it'll give a crunch that it wouldn't have otherwise. And I'm just basically rolling it under and pressing it down so that it will hopefully seal to the other one that's down inside that's all full of the goodies. Now on my smaller one, I tried to make that flattened out, but I don't think it's going to quite fit. It doesn't quite fit, but we're going to try and stretch it out so it covers over the filling as well. You want to remember to put some slits in the crust. It allows the steam to come out so that when things cook, they don't kind of blow up and explode. Okay. Now we'll put these in the oven, and we'll cook them in the oven for 30 minutes at the 350 again, checking at the 15-minute time to be sure that the crusts are not burning, and I'll bring you back when they're done. I added an extra 5 minutes because the crust just needed a little more browning time. But now they look perfect, and I can't wait to try them out. They are very hot. They just came out of the oven. Oh my, that looks good. Let's say we take it in and let my husband try it and see what he thinks. There it is. Now let's take it in and see what he has to say about it. One thing you all have to know is I don't cook with salt. I find that everybody likes a different amount, so you may want to put some salt in yours. I imagine my husband probably will too. He usually does like lots of salt. Here we are. There's your plate, honey.
I get to be the guinea pig again, huh?
Yes, you do. You get to give it a try and see what comes up. Be careful, it's very, very hot.
Okay. See if I can get a little bit of everything here at once.
Oh, there's a lot in there. And like I said, it may need a little salt, so.
Well, I'll try it without first. Ooh, you sure you just didn't put Swanson's in the stove?
No.
That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm. And the vegetables are still crunchy too.
Yeah.
I'd say this was a success.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Chicken pot pie for two from leftover chicken and veggies from the pantry. I hope you like it. I hope you've been inspired to try it. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, to please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to get notifications for the next video. And take care. We'll see you next time. God bless.